Hey, another video here from, yes, the Tokyo real estate man. And then today's video is going to a little bit different. I thought that we could use some of the great YouTube resources out there and come here to Sangenjaya. And someone's done a little walk around video, and we could just go on the walk around video here a little bit and talk about the things that come up, whether they're real estate or like cultural related or economic related, the kind of things that I like to talk about, or the people who follow this channel would like to talk about. And I thought we could do that if I can get this thing working here. And it looks like I'm finally going to do, and we're starting here in Sangenjaya, which is actually a little neat. It's a really cool kanji, actually, Sangenjaya. And this means three, and this means like 10. Like 10 is like, it's almost like a counter. So you can imagine, the way I always pictured the meaning of Sangenjaya was this was really the edge of Tokyo, even 100 years ago. And then before people would come to Tokyo, maybe this would be a little town. I'm guessing like that this would have been like meadows and stuff like that. And then this would have been a little town, and there was tea houses in this town. I don't know the exact history of it, but I always like the kanji, and it's a really very popular place to live in Tokyo. And my friend Anton is from there, and thought this, of course, here on the right. On the right is the top of the freeway right there, and this is along Tamagawa Dori, which goes right in the middle of Sangenjaya. But anyway, let's roll here, and yeah, we'll keep talking about things here as the camera rolls. And you can see Sangenjaya's proximity to Shibuya is very close and very convenient. And a lot of people don't like to live in Shibuya because it's more dense, and there's just a little bit more space here in Sangenjaya. And it's a great commercial center. I always call it like the capital of Setagaya. But there is also Shimo Kitazawa, which is about a 15-minute bike ride away from here. This is actually, technically speaking, I think I would call it the left side of the station right here. And it says that you're on Sakaya Dori. There's an old barbershop still around right there. Yeah, that's nice to see. You see, the conglomerate has not uh, taken over Tokyo yet, although there would be some like more commercial barbershops now. I forget what they're called, like something like I'm already forgetting the name for like whatever it is cut. But yeah, this is like a traditional shopping street. This is a liquor car right there, and he's got the kegs of beer. And the kegs of beer are half the size that they be in Canada, or perhaps one third the size like that. That's a young man's job to carry that around. I have seen a lot of African men doing that job right now, and it's a very strong man's job to drive that truck every day and deliver all the alcohol and heavy liquids to everyone like this. You can see this lady. She almost like fit the demographic of uh, Setagaya right there. Going to go in here to a 7-Eleven right here. I guess. I think he's going to go in. I haven't totally. This is a karage. You see right there that kanji is for karage, and there's chicken karage there. But he's probably going to get an ice here for the coffee. Yeah, it's a nice coffee, and you can see it says Seven Cafe there, and he's going to bring it here. This is a great company, 7-Eleven Japan. Of course, it's a conglomerate, but I do own shares in this company, and everything really automated now. Even when you go to the cash register, everything automated like that. So you don't really, even an old person like me, there's Origin Bento, by the way. Even there is automated for when you pay your cash now. People don't really have to touch. You can get bentos here for 500, 600 yen. Anyhow, that ended quickly. I got to keep talking quickly here. You see the land usage here. You can study throughout that there's not much wasted space. Here looks to be an old, it used to be a rice store, it says right there, but they're not. They're probably operating still, but not open. In front of that, you always see these kind of drink machines. It's the second business way to use the space in front of your store to make some more money for them. Anyway, you see the land use here. You hardly see any sidewalks at all. And you see apartments, and these apartments in most of these ones here that we're looking at here are probably 5 or 6 story ones, whereas the one at the very end of the block right there might be 10. Again, that would have been a lot of this stuff. The first one at the end of the block there would have been the first wave of condominiums in the maybe the early 1970s by the time it got to Sangenja. There's the Carrot Tower. You can see it there in the back, and this is Tamagawa Dori right here with the freeway, and you see it against the tile design in Tokyo concrete design is so important. There's two levels of it here. There's one level that brings you up and through on the non-tollway, and that Big Echo there, and above that is the tollway. Big Echo is a place you can go for echo, as you can imagine, for karaoke. And there's a final sale. And what do we have here? It looks like it could be a real estate agency known as Ampaman. Right there to the left, this is, and we're going to go into this is little kind of little mall. It's a really old school mall, and it's not a very big one, but there's all kinds of little independent shops in this one little mall here. It's great. Actually, I like to cut in there when I can. And there looks to be I didn't exactly see. I think that might be a Nikumanya-san because it looked like there was steam there on the window. And a lot of these sort of little independent retailers here, and you'd see all these sort of shoe stores there from like the Showa period. This is the main. This is Setegai Dori. Oh, it was Sanwa Kai. Yeah, but this is also Setegai Dori right here. And for example, you Sangenjaya heads will know that there's a Hanamasa coming up here just just here's a drugstore here. And if he turns to the left here, there'll be a Hanamasa grocery store right there. You see it in the yellow right there. And it's a really great store for all the independent. Okay, I guess that ended quickly for all the independent restaurants. This is the same sort of area that we're in, and you can see that 7-Eleven is everywhere. I do own shares in that company, and it is a conglomerate, but it is a pretty amazing company. Yeah, this is really kind of the edge of sort of where housing, well, like detached housing in this area right that we're in here is a lot of sort of apartments and small sort of apartments and a small scale, anything from 3 story to 5 story and stuff like that. But behind this all in Setagai, it's mostly detached houses, and a lot of them right now, the very nice ones go for millions of dollars. Very expensive to live in Sangenjaya. Oh, well, you see the old electrical stuff there on the wall like that. Anyhow, it's cool. A little bit of street art as well. It said it's a club there, I guess. Oh, this is fun, as I'm just discovering. There is a Lions Mansion right there in the background. You see that brown one in there in the back? I always talk about Lions Mansion. And they use the same sort of color tile, which was very popular in the 1970s. A lot of people don't like it, but oh, well, look at this. This is a Gomi uh, Gomenuia. I think I know where that guy's house is, and I think he owns property right along the main road there. So, but he's never sold it, and he never gave in to the conglomerate because hey, that's his land. And where are we here? Nakamichi guy. Yeah. So this is going to be like it. That means like Nakamichi guy, like just a center street and stuff. So you could see it's like a golden guy version here in Setagai. So this should be like a little even right there is like it says bar. You can see right there. So this is a little nighttime district right here. It's cool. Yeah, for all you nighttime people who don't like me and go to bed at 9:30. But yeah, these kind of places are great to come to, and Tokyo still has a lot of independent bar owners and stuff like that. That's the Tani. That's the name. Tani right there, which is the same kanji for Shibuya. A little bit of graffiti here and there, which is graffiti scene in Tokyo is not a very good one because it's not really and not effectively. The painting is quality is not as good as here as in Vancouver, mostly because it's illegal and no one wants to take the time to make a really cool mural because you can't get arrested here in Vancouver. You can basically do what you want and won't get arrested. Anyhow, this is a cool. Um, it's really hard to target these kind of places for redevelopment because each of the owners, there might be all different kinds of independent owners, and maybe they don't want to sell. So it's interesting. I wonder if like this is owned to like I speculate like what the history of this sort of if you go back to that one snack by the way that's called snack and that's a little kind of a bar. A snack is a place where you can get a few different items of food to eat with while you drink your beer or your liquor or your whiskey and stuff like that. But it's called a snack. And then the snack, I always talk about how oh, they always see that octopus graffiti guy repeats itself. The snack sort of place is generally run by a couple, a man and a woman, and they do it. And the man is the Shujin or the master. And there you see some political posters on the wall there, Ochi-san, and that one's called Sho Saku right there, Kosaku, or Sakura. That's kanji for Sakura right there. Ah, cool. It's a cool. There's the air conditioning units right there outside the buildings. And oh, it's cool. I think this looks to be more of a probably newer building right there. Uh, anyway, you can see how like Tokyo does not really have a housing crisis, and the reason it doesn't have a housing crisis is because of this land use you see right here. There's no sidewalks, right, and the efficiency of the land it's used everywhere. So after World War II, there's a baby boom and like economic boom in Japan. People need housing, and that's that's the environment that Tokyo sort of grows up in. You have the pre-World War II, and then it gets bombed out and destroyed, right? And during the rebuild and stuff like that, there's such a scramble for people to have houses, and that's the backdrop of how Tokyo does not waste land. And if you places here in Vancouver, if you're from Vancouver and you want to watch, you can. So you know, until Vancouver's land use comes like this, where there's no sidewalks, there's no street parking, and there's much less yards than you see right now. There's always going to be a housing or a crisis or a shortage of crisis, shortage of houses here in Vancouver. Here you can see some. So this is also like a Nakamichi guy, right, where there's lots of restaurants. And here you're coming, you could see the big tower in the back, which is the Carrot Tower. And yeah, this is a cool little place to come at night. But a lot of people don't maybe like these because they're older places and they'd probably be a little bit dirty. Uh, at least for me, I used to like it when I'm a little bit younger, but as I'm older now, I like it less and less. But it has a lot of appeal to a lot of people. That's just my opinion. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. Anyway, we're back here on Setagaya Dori. Across the street there, you'll see like the Carrot Tower, and right there you basically see all the stores of the conglomerate. Who's a conglomerate? Just the lead chain. You'd say in Japanese chain ten. こういう道は chain 10. の道じゃない、このビルは this building is going to be full of the chain 10. And there's one of them there, which is one of the chief ones for communication, which is the Staya. And I don't really know their model right now. Staya mostly used to be like a CD company or a music store and a video rental company. And I don't really know what their new model is, but they're definitely store of the conglomerate. You see there to the on the right side, the very you see Seiyu right there, which is a really old school Japanese department store that's actually partnered with Walmart since about the mid early 2000s. Right there, you see the Seiyu right there. With the little red mark, yeah, that's basically Japanese Walmart right now. It was interesting the story of that company when Walmart came in. They started to introduce Japanese products, and they could see that some of the stuff wasn't effective, right? So they reversed at one point, and they became again more of a Japanese company. They became aware of what was selling and what the Japanese uh, consumer wanted. This, of course, is right. The station here is Sangenjaya is right underneath here. Okay, and that's why there's so many people right here because the station is there. Although you can't see it because it is the Denetoshi line, and that is the subway line. And you can see right there it says Carrot Street, Sancha or Sangenjaya, but this is Carrot Tower right there, which is a big thing because Setagai doesn't build too many larger sort of buildings, but this is an office building that was built here in Sangenjaya, and it just become an attractive place above the station for. It just has been very successful, and the stores inside there do very, very well. You know, other conglomerate. This is the 300 yen store, which is known as Sangquing. There you go, three. There you go. I knew it. There you go. And then when you go into here as well, there's like stores like Cardi Coffee, which you'd know the conglomerate. International goods sort of store. That's the post office across the way, which is a very busy place as well. And here, coming on the corner, you see that yellow, uh, yeah, yellow sort of sign there. I think that's going to be. Oh, I'm a little wrong. I think it's down a little bit further past the 7-Eleven. There is one of the early coffee stores in Japan, which is known as Colorado Coffee, and it came out of really the 70s and the 80s. It's here in the building on the right, but I guess we're going to go left. This is where the Setagaya line goes out from right there. That's the Setagaya line station, which is an old trolley line, which they never put on the through Setagaya because it's full of detached houses with people with a lot of money. They never put a full-on train line in there. There's a very quiet line known as the Setagaya line, and it's a very nice, quiet, unsort of disruptive neighborhood, and that's what they like. Starbucks coffee right there. Across on the other corner from here is the Colorado coffee, but that would be Naname or the diagonal across from there. And that, of course, is I talked about it briefly. Across the street right there is Seiyu, right there. Right here is coming up to actually a really interesting bicycle parking lot here in Sangenjai. So you see here to the left right here, You can come to Sangenjaya and you can put your bike. This known as the Rinjo. You see these people coming out there. They probably left their bike there for free for three. I forget if it's 2 or 3 hours, but you get free bike parking, and that's what that is right there. And you register your bike, and it locks it in there. When you come back after 2 or 3 hours, you put in your code and you get it. But if you stay longer, you would have to pay. But that's called a Churinjo, and they will not take your bike. Now, if you park your bike along the road here, they will take it. It's a very good restaurant. It's called Euro Europe Shokudo. I recommend it. You should go there. Europe Shokudo. It's very, very good, very reasonable price, and always busy. That's really cool. This is coming up to my favorite flower shop here. This is coming down here, right there. You see like a very upper, like kind of up, just not nice. Tokyo nice, not upscale. I was going to use the word upscale. It's just Tokyo standard, nice bento sort of business. Anyhow, this is the lady I think coming up here. Is this my friend's flower shop? Or it's going to be a little bit further down from here. It looks to be like a, this is like a izakaya right there. And this, of course, is a little kindergarten right here run by a Christian church. You see the crosses right here coming down there, stairs going up, building looked to be built in the early 1970s. You see this right there? It's going to say like Kaimono Tenkoku, and you can't drive because it's a shopping street. So during this, it'll designate the hours that you cannot drive right there. And yeah, it's great. I love this neighborhood. Even to just be walking on a video tour of it right here today. I always love this blue set of stairs that lady's going up. This is my favorite color is aqua blue. Here is a drugstore right there. People just the drugstores. Just get everything you need for your everyday life. Here's my favorite flower shop. Oh, that lady was looking at flowers, but our tour guide here is not into flowers. There's a really good real estate agency here on this corner right here. Of course, Skia right there, which is a gyudon place. And this is going to be like, yeah, this is Chazawa Dori. And if you go straight on this street, it'll go up to Shimokitazawa. I think it's going to come down here, and there's some really cool like vegetable shop, which is known as Yaoya along here. But it looks to be like this is the Kaimono Tenkoku, and that is it's closed off. And you should see right there, Chao Zora or Chao Zawa. Like what I mean, it connects. Is Chao is Sangenjaya, and Zawa is Shimokitazawa. So then that door, see, there's a vegetable store there. The street connects both the capitals of Setagaya, which are Shimokitazawa and Sangenjaya, and that road goes straight there. If you were to go right on to the end of it, right there, and you can see there's all kinds of restaurants here in this neighborhood. It's a very pleasant environment to live close to because you can do all your shopping. You see people in Tokyo, here in Setagaya, the bike really dominates. It's so powerful, and especially today. Maybe on other days where the street isn't closed off, there's a fish store right here, Sakaniya-san, right here. Okay, you see right there the kanji for fish, right there, and then when this street isn't closed off, there's going to be more and more. There's going to be obviously cars that commercially have jobs, but here it's closed here today, and which is nice because you can just comfortably walk down the street, and its economic use turns into that of a shopping street. Or I talked about it in the short video the other day, into a mall. Anyway, it's a very pleasant place to live. You don't see any people here. I'm sorry if I get negative on this, man, because I know that there's a lot of suffering with drug use and stuff like that, and the homeless crisis and everything in Vancouver. But one of the pleasant things about living in Tokyo is there's no drug use here in Vancouver. There you can base there's no illegal drugs, and apparently there are some illegal now, but they were not illegal before, and they don't know how to crack down on this now. Of course, Family Mart is the number two convenience store in Japan, and that is an ape above there, like King Kong. He's up there, right there. Came down for the King Kong shot, and yeah, cool. I think we're going back to coming back the other way here toward the station of Sangenjaya. Anyway, it's cool to be walking. It looks to be a nice little cafe right there. Of course, there's a lot more conglomerate cafes now as well in Tokyo, and there's a bento. There's a bento selling bento on the street like that. There's still a lot of people that would have like a little kind of gray area business. You could make up 20 good bentos every day, bring it on the streets of Tokyo, and probably sell it for 500 and 600 yen every day. Still, if you had a little wagon, you did a good job. That's still a business that you can do. That people sort of accept it. at lunchtime that you can sell some lunches and stuff like that. And there's a lot of ladies across the city of Tokyo do it. There's a great curry spot right there, Koko Ichiban. Okay, yeah, that's great. And we're coming back to the so as you come up the hill here, coming back to the station of Sangenjaya right there. And I think there's a lot of, you'll see that's a real estate agency right there. We just passed. And you'll see there's another real estate agency right here. This is like a very well run commercial real estate agencies because there is a real estate boom happening in Tokyo right now. And areas like Sangenjaya are definitely in play because these are the places where people can no longer afford to buy a property in Shibuya or central Tokyo. I've covered in other videos. And I've always talked about where you want to pick stuff off where it's red. This is kind of one of the areas where you can pick decent stuff off at a decent price. And families want to be here because it's affordable and they want to pick off properties for their family where they own the land in in a great area of Tokyo, and that's why real estate is in play here in a neighborhood like this one. And I have in this neighborhood, I do own two apartments. So I've been, and I will not sell either of them. I own them both for maybe 15 or 20 years right now. This is the Setagaya, actually, Kuyakusho. You're coming up to it. Setagaya Kuyakusho is a little bit back from here, but they do have a little office here, which is really convenient. A lot of the wards will have these little sort of almost sub sort of city halls that you can go to get the things you need. And one of the key things you might need is like your Juminhyo, which is the technical paperwork of your address and stuff like that for different sort of things that you need to apply for to get advantage in Japan. So if you were to need to get you want to get a financing for a house and you're living in Japan, you definitely need to get the Juminhyo. And the Setagaya or the Setagaya ward office Sangenjaya is just here to the left. This is a 100 yen store known as Can Do. I always used to think Canada can do, right? But no, it just basically means can do. Of course, with commodities inflation too, like the price of the 100 yen store. There's still a price for stuff, a base price for things for 100 yen, but I think it's definitely gone up over in recent years. So there'll be a variety of prices for stuff in Sangen, or I mean at the 100 yen store as we're here in Sangen. I just want to know exactly where we're. I had a feeling the video was ending soon because we're ending up here near the station right here, and I talked about it earlier. This is there's two levels there. The top level is the paid tollway right there. There's a mamachari right there. You see the mama? There's an Uber driver right there. DoorDash does not have any real position in Tokyo, but Uber Eats does. And this lady right there with your child, that's the people that are going to want to move to this neighborhood. Very good demographic of people. And she's here maybe with her baby to do her shopping for her family. And yeah, cool. And I guess he's going to meander up here to the. This is the Koban, which is the police box right here in Sangenja, and you'll see the McDonald's, the conglomerate is definitely there. Anyway, this is again ending on the restaurant guy, which is Suzurandori. But this is great. This Osho right there. If you like a gyoza, they have the best gyoza you can get in Tokyo. I love it, and really cheap. All kinds of things. They have really good liver. I like to eat a lot of liver and stuff. There's a ramen place there, and all kinds of great mixed bar. There's a mixed bar scramble right there, and the orange and black is always a lot of signs with that. You play with on the Yoshinoya sign, I think, because it dominates pop culture so much. So you see that orange and black sign just kind of come up over and over again. Anyhow, this is a nice one to end it on. If you're in Sangenjaya and you will like to go get something to eat, I'd suggest that this street is good. I've been to a number of the restaurants on that street. At the very end here, you're coming up to right there to Seiyu. Again, the Japanese Walmart store right there. That actually was nice. Part of the story was how it moved back to a Japanese store after Walmart discovered that it wasn't totally successful and it couldn't use its systems to dominate. This is Mujirushi right here, which you definitely see in Vancouver. Uh, and you see by the number of bikes in front that it's a very important store. This again is Sangenjaya Station right here. We're underneath the cat not Cat Street, but the Carrot Tower, excuse me. And that is Setagaya line right there. You see it mentioned there at the bottom. That's where, as I mentioned before, no, the Odaku line does go into Setagaya, but this little strip along the which connects with the KO line in Shimoto Kaido is just a little train, and you can see uh, it's just a wonderful neighborhood and a wonderful place to invest. Anyway, this is a cool video. You can see here, this is the streetcar system right there, or the small train system, and these trains they always just get packed in, and the neighborhoods past there are just beautiful. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. You can always come to my Instagram, uh, Tokyo Real Estate Man website. Failing that, you can always come here if you want to talk real estate or contact me. Please come here. As I always say in the videos, I'm not convinced the contact box is working, so I do have my email up here if you'd ever like to get a hold of me. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Very happy to bring it to you. Talking about lots of things from the streets of Sangenjaya. I'll be in Tokyo next month for 2 months. Very happy to be going back. Lots of work to do.いつもこのチャンネル見てるの人、応援とか、プラスコメント、マイナスコメントでも、もうありがとう。すいません。この動画で、ここでもう終わりです。すいません。よろしくお願いします。